My name is Daniel Sennheiser. I work for Sennheiser since I'm born. Sennheiser is a family-owned company, and we're in the third generation right now. My grandfather started it in 1945. My father took over about 35 years ago, and then developed the international expansion of the company, turned it from a purely product company into a product and service company. And my brother and myself started about 5 years ago, and now since about 2 months we're both CEOs, responsible for the whole company, and we manage the company together. My brother and me come from totally different worlds. My brother is more the engineer, supply chain, operational excellence. I'm more the free spirit, strategic thinker and marketeer. So basically we came from both sides and started developing different parts of the company. Me more in the strategic innovation part and marketing part, and my brother more in the supply chain part. And now we kind of bring that together. We started off, or my grandfather at the time started off with measuring equipment, and very quickly he was a scientist. He came out of measuring waves and radio waves and audio waves. So measuring equipment, and then very quickly into microphones. That was exactly how the company started and what the initial business was, until the 60s, actually, late 60s, where suddenly one of our engineers discovered that you can take a microphone transducer and put it close to your head, and there's a near field effect that creates very good sound quality, and the open air headphone was born. And that was the first hi-fi headphone of the world, because that whole today we take it for granted that we have a big headphone business, but that didn't exist at that time. So we had 100% market share at the time, but the market was very small. Ever since, we still have both sides of the business. We have a large professional part, and we have about half of the business is now headphones, or consumer, what we call consumer electronics. It's always challenging for an inventor of a category, but also then basically a category captain, to stay on top, and especially over so many years. Things are changing, and especially I think in the last 5-6 years with a lot of more fashion-oriented brands coming along, that was quite difficult for us to understand what happened there. We're very scientific, very engineering driven, so performance was always first, quality and comfort was always first, and suddenly there comes a new vector, design and style and fashion, which becomes very important. So we didn't want to just copy what they did and participate there as well. So we stepped back and said, okay, what is the Sennheiser approach to this new consumer need? Because it's undoubtedly there, otherwise there wouldn't be a market. And we came to something which is much more, in our opinion, much more true to Sennheiser, which is this momentum line, which is based on substance and style and audio. So I would say one step ahead of what the market is today. We focus more on design, quality and material and finishes, and then the right colors. We don't give you the rainbow, we give you we work together with fashion artists there to really say what are the colors for the season 2013-14, maybe until late 14, and then we need to change the colors as well, because these are not just, it's not just a green, it's a very specific green that you have. We have a very specific pink, a very specific blue, and some other colors as well. They're not just colorful. I mean, if you look at the material and at the finish and all the little quality details, that's something which is a true Sennheiser product. So it's not only, it doesn't only look good, but it also feels good, it has real substance. You can basically do whatever you want with it. It doesn't break. It's a real quality headphone, and it's colorful as well. So it's just something that we had to be true to Sennheiser. If you look at it, you actually see a counter movement right now. Apple has higher quality products on their iTunes store. There are other formats coming out more and more. Surround is finally there, and we're thinking about even more spatial formats. So there is obviously a trend of music on the go, where the consumer is ready to also take some compromise on sound quality. But we see that go away in MP3. When I first listened to MP3 in I think it was in '92 that when I heard the first MP3, it sounded awful. Today an MP3 is a decent format if you choose a decent bitrate. So we don't think that quality is always deteriorating. Substance is really the new, in our opinion, the new thing that people are looking for. Our claim is we're on the pursuit of perfect sound with everything we do, and the customer is on that pursuit as well. So we do that together, and that means we always have to find the extra bit, the extra dB, the extra material that makes it the experience better as a whole.